Well, we left Harriet in a slightly steamy embrace with Ernest, and then we come back, and Harriet's actually leaving the court because, historically accurate, she wasn't always the mistress of the robes. She sort of came in and out. So she's off for a bit. Where does she go? What does she do? What happens? Harriet and Victoria are very good friends, so they stay in touch, which is very lovely. There's a big ball at the palace. She's around for one of the christenings. She is invited on the big trip to Scotland that they go to in episode 7. And also Ernest is there for that trip. And Ernest is also in the palace. So they're hanging out and there's a struggle with their whole relationship. So in series 1, Harriet and Ernest have fallen in love, and I think it's surprised them both. Ernest, I don't know if he's ever really been in love like that before, and Harriet has been deeply unhappy in her marriage and has been for a long time, I think, and doesn't realise that she could actually be that happy. And when she meets Ernest and they get on and they spark quite well, that's amazing, that's exciting. And they have this sort of midnight rendezvous in her room. He comes, they kiss, he gets a bit of her hair and keeps it, woo. And then series 2, she's finding it very difficult to process all of this now, and she doesn't know how to deal with it anymore. Harriet Sutherland was a very interesting woman. She had 11 children, and she was quite a brilliant woman. She was lady-in-waiting off and on to Queen Victoria, and I think she was one of her sort of very best friends, who was one of the only people who was accepted when Prince Albert died. So I think her and Victoria had a really close relationship, and definitely in the show, they have a couple of really tender moments together, just talking woman to woman, which is really lovely to do and breaks down the barriers a bit. They're just talking about their children or sort of talking about man problems. They're sort of being women the way that women really are, which is really great. I think we're with the mid 1840s now, and I think this is the style. It's all come down a bit more, and I've got some fancy stuff at the back, which is lovely. I haven't cut it for ages because I figured that would be helpful, and now my hair is really long, but it's literally all just there. This is clip-in curls because my hair's super straight and it's a nightmare. It's just sort of fun dressing up, isn't it? And it's nice to see the evolution of the style through the late 1830s, and everything's gone from the really big puffball sleeves and the slightly different necklines, and now it just feels a bit more simple, sort of less froofy, but we still have some pretty exciting ball gowns, and there's a lot of silk and really sort of luscious colours, and Roz is amazing at dressing everyone and creating a whole sort of colour palette. It looks amazing when everyone's all together, especially for the big sort of ball scenes and all the candles in here are lit. We did a Plantagenet ball, so everyone was fancy dress. There were some great costumes. I mean, David was Robin Hood, which was hilarious. BB was like Maid Marian. I was like a medieval princessy type person. It was really good. Very fun. The set is amazing, and they've built extra rooms this year, so you sort of need a map to get around now. I've literally got lost since coming back, and there's a whole servants' quarter bit that wasn't there last year, which is amazing as well. It's insane. It's sort of, you come to work and you're like, oh God, I should pinch myself. My character Harriet is sort of super aristocratic. She wouldn't bat an eyelid at this sort of stuff. This is her life. This is her world. In terms of helping you get in the character, yeah, it does sort of, you feel very at home in it. And it's just so amazing. And then you go to these stately homes and you're like, oh, sure, just going to hang out in here. And there's like a roaring fire and sort of gold stuff everywhere.